What if I told you that one of the most powerful tools for burning stubborn belly fat after 60 isn't sitting in some expensive supplement bottle or requiring hours at the gym, but in something as simple and overlooked as what you do in the 3 hours before you sleep? I know this sounds too simple. You've probably tried low-carb diets, intermittent fasting, walking every morning, maybe even those belly fat supplements advertised everywhere. You've cut calories, you've worked hard, and yet that stubborn belly fat, the kind that sits around your midsection and refuses to budge, stays right where it is. Let me tell you about Margaret, 68. She came to see me exhausted and frustrated. "Dr. Anderson," she said, her voice tight with emotion, "I've done everything right. I eat less than I used to. I walk every single day, but my belly just keeps getting bigger. My doctor told me it's just menopause and aging, that there's nothing I can do." Margaret had been tracking her food intake meticulously. She was eating well, she was active, she was doing everything the conventional advice told her to do, and yet her waist measurement had increased 3 inches in 2 years. Here's what Margaret didn't know, and what most doctors never explain. After age 60, your body's fat-burning system operates on a completely different schedule than it did when you were younger. Your metabolism doesn't just slow down, it fundamentally shifts when it burns fat versus when it stores fat. And if you're eating, drinking, or doing certain activities during the wrong 3-hour window before bed, you are biochemically forcing your body to store belly fat overnight, no matter how healthy your diet is during the day. My name is Dr. Robert Anderson, and after over 22 years working with patients struggling with weight gain after 60, I've watched hundreds of seniors transform their bodies not by eating less or exercising more, but by understanding the precise evening routine that tells their body to burn fat while they sleep instead of storing it. This isn't about willpower. This isn't about starvation. This is about working with your body's natural overnight fat-burning system instead of accidentally shutting it down every single evening without realizing it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact evening routine that research from Stanford University and clinical observations in my own practice have shown can help your body burn belly fat overnight. I'm going to explain the specific biological mechanisms, the precise timing, and the 3 critical mistakes that are sabotaging your metabolism every single night. But before we begin, I want to ask you to do 2 things. First, subscribe to this channel. I share evidence-based health information every week to help adults over 50 reclaim their vitality and understand how their changing bodies actually work. Second, drop a comment below with your age and where you're watching from. I read every comment and love hearing from our community around the world. Now let's talk about why that stubborn belly fat won't go away and what you can do about it starting tonight. Why belly fat after 60 is different. Here's what you need to understand first. The belly fat you're carrying after 60 is not the same as the weight you might have gained in your 30s or 40s. This is visceral fat, fat that wraps around your internal organs, releases inflammatory compounds, and actively resists typical weight loss strategies. After age 60, several things happen simultaneously. Your growth hormone production drops by nearly 50%, your insulin sensitivity decreases, your cortisol rhythm, the hormone that controls fat storage, becomes dysregulated, and most critically, your body's nighttime fat-burning system, which relies on specific hormonal signals during sleep, stops working efficiently. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that adults over 60 who disrupted their evening metabolic window stored up to 35% more visceral belly fat than those who optimized it, even when total calorie intake was identical. Let me be clear about something. This isn't about eating less. Margaret was already eating less. This isn't about exercising more. She was already walking daily. This is about timing and sequence. Doing the right things in the right order during the critical 3-hour window before sleep so your body enters a fat-burning state overnight instead of a fat storage state. Your body can either burn fat while you sleep or store it. The decision happens in those 3 hours before bed, and most people over 60 are accidentally choosing storage every single night without realizing it. Mistake number 1, eating within 3 hours of bedtime. This is the most common mistake I see, and it's the one sabotaging your overnight fat burning more than anything else. Let me tell you about William, 72. He was eating healthy dinners, grilled chicken, vegetables, whole grains, nothing excessive, but he was eating at 7:30 p.m. and going to bed at 10:15 p.m., 2.5 hours later. "Dr. Anderson," he said, confused, "I'm eating the right foods. Why is my belly getting bigger?" Here's exactly what happens at the molecular level when you eat within 3 hours of sleep. When you eat, your body releases insulin to process the food. Insulin is a storage hormone. Its job is to take nutrients from your bloodstream and store them, either in muscle cells as glycogen or in fat cells as triglycerides. After age 60, insulin stays elevated in your bloodstream significantly longer than it did when you were younger. Research from the University of Pennsylvania found that insulin clearance slows by up to 40% after age 60. This means that when you eat dinner at 7:30 p.m. and go to bed at 10 p.m., your insulin is still elevated when you fall asleep. And here's the critical part. Your body cannot burn fat when insulin is elevated. It's biochemically impossible. Fat-burning enzymes called hormone-sensitive lipase are completely suppressed in the presence of insulin. So instead of entering sleep in a fat-burning state, you enter sleep in a fat storage state. And during those 8 hours of sleep, your body never switches into fat-burning mode because insulin never fully clears. Additionally, eating close to bedtime raises your core body temperature. Fat burning during sleep requires your body temperature to drop. When you eat, your metabolism increases to digest the food, raising your temperature and preventing the deep, restorative sleep stages where growth hormone is released, the hormone responsible for overnight fat burning. A study published in the journal Metabolism demonstrated that adults who stopped eating at least 3 hours before bed experienced a 23% increase in overnight fat oxidation compared to those who ate within 2 hours of sleep. I had William shift his dinner to 6 p.m. Nothing else changed. Same foods, same portions, just earlier timing. Within 2 weeks, he told me, I'm waking up feeling lighter. My belly feels flatter in the morning. Within 6 weeks, his waist measurement dropped 2 inches. Same diet, same activity, different timing. The correction: stop eating at least 3 hours before your planned bedtime. If you go to bed at 10 p.m., finish your last bite of food by 7 p.m. If you go to bed at 11 p.m., finish eating by 8 p.m. This gives your insulin time to clear, your digestion time to complete, and your body time to enter a fat-burning state before sleep. Mistake number 2. Drinking calories or alcohol in the evening. Even if you stop eating 3 hours before bed, many people sabotage their fat burning with what they drink in the evening. Dorothy, 69, came to see me frustrated that she wasn't losing weight despite following her diet perfectly. We went through her routine carefully. Do you drink anything in the evening? I asked. Just a small glass of wine at 8:30, she said, and maybe some herbal tea with honey before bed. There was the problem. Alcohol is metabolized differently than food, and its effect on overnight fat burning is dramatic. When you consume alcohol, your liver prioritizes metabolizing the alcohol over everything else. Fat burning stops completely. Your liver cannot burn fat and process alcohol simultaneously. Research from Stanford University showed that even one serving of alcohol consumed within 4 hours of bedtime reduced overnight fat oxidation by 73%, not 7%. 73%. Alcohol also disrupts your sleep architecture. It prevents you from reaching deep REM sleep, the stage where growth hormone is released. Growth hormone is your body's most powerful fat-burning hormone during sleep. Without deep sleep, growth hormone stays suppressed and belly fat accumulates. The honey in Dorothy's tea was causing a similar problem. Even though it was natural, honey is sugar. It spikes insulin right before bed, locking her body into fat storage mode overnight. I had Dorothy eliminate the evening wine and switch to plain herbal tea without sweetener. The first week, she told me, I'm sleeping deeper. I didn't expect that. By week 4, her belly was noticeably flatter. I honestly didn't think 1 glass of wine mattered, she admitted, but I can't argue with my measurements. The correction: eliminate all caloric beverages after dinner. No alcohol, no milk, no juice, no sweetened tea, water, plain herbal tea, or black tea only. If you must have alcohol, finish it at least 4 hours before bedtime, ideally with dinner. Mistake number 3, engaging in stressful or stimulating activities before bed. This is the mistake almost nobody connects to belly fat, but it's destroying your overnight fat, burning just as much as the first 2. Let me tell you about Gerald, 71. He wasn't eating late, he wasn't drinking alcohol, but his belly fat wouldn't budge. We went through his evening routine. After dinner, he would spend 2 hours watching the news, checking his email, scrolling through social media, and worrying about finances. Dr. Anderson, he said, I'm just trying to stay informed and handle my responsibilities. Here's what was happening inside Gerald's body. Every time he watched upsetting news or stressed about finances, his body released cortisol and adrenaline, These are stress hormones designed to prepare you for immediate physical action. They raise blood sugar, increase insulin, and trigger fat storage, particularly around the belly. Cortisol has a direct relationship with visceral belly fat. Research published in Psychoneuroendocrinology found that elevated evening cortisol levels were associated with a 40% increase in visceral fat accumulation over 6 months in adults over 60. When your cortisol is elevated at bedtime, your body interprets this as a signal that you are in danger. In danger, your body's priority is not burning fat. It's storing fat for survival. Fat burning shuts down completely. Additionally, blue light from screens suppresses melatonin, your sleep hormone. Without adequate melatonin, you don't reach the deep sleep stages where growth hormone is released and fat burning occurs. I had Gerald implement what I call the calm down protocol for the 2 hours before bed. No news, no stressful emails, no financial planning. Instead, he read fiction books, listened to calm music, and spent time with his wife talking about positive memories. Within 3 weeks, he told me, "I'm falling asleep faster and sleeping through the night, and my belt is looser." Within 2 months, he lost 3 inches from his waist. "I never connected my evening stress to my belly fat," he said, shaking his head. But the timing is undeniable. The correction: eliminate all stressful and stimulating activities for the 2 hours before bed. No news, no work emails, no arguments, no intense exercise, no bright screens. Instead, engage in calming activities, reading, gentle stretching, conversation, meditation, or listening to soothing music. This allows your cortisol to drop naturally, your parasympathetic nervous system to activate, and your body to enter the calm state necessary for overnight fat burning. The complete evening fat burning routine. Now that you understand the 3 critical mistakes, let me walk you through the exact evening routine that sets your body up to burn belly fat overnight. Step 1. Finish eating by bedtime minus 3 hours. If you go to bed at 10 p.m., finish your last bite by 7 p.m. No snacks, no exceptions. This allows insulin to clear and your body to enter a fasted state before sleep. Your dinner should include protein to preserve muscle, healthy fats to promote satiety, and vegetables for fiber. Minimize refined carbohydrates in your evening meal, as these spike insulin the highest and longest. Step 2. Take a 10-15-minute walk after dinner. This is optional but powerful. A gentle walk after your final meal helps clear glucose from your bloodstream faster, reducing insulin levels more quickly. Research from the Journal of Nutrition and Aging found that a 15-minute post-dinner walk reduced overnight insulin levels by 20% in adults over 60. Don't walk vigorously. A gentle, leisurely pace is perfect. This isn't exercise. This is metabolic optimization. Step 3. Begin your calm down protocol 2 hours before bed, at bedtime minus 2 hours. Transition into calming activities. Turn off the news. Put your phone in another room. Dim the lights. Read a book, listen to calm music, do gentle stretching, or have a quiet conversation. This allows cortisol to drop and melatonin to rise naturally. Your body begins to prepare for the deep, restorative sleep where fat burning occurs. Step 4. Hydrate strategically. Drink water throughout the evening, but taper off 90 minutes before bed to avoid waking up for bathroom trips. Interrupted sleep disrupts growth hormone release and fat burning. If you enjoy herbal tea, drink it plain. No honey, no sugar, no milk. Chamomile, passion flower, or valerian root tea can support sleep quality. Step 5. Keep your bedroom cool. Set your bedroom temperature between 65 to 68 degrees 18-20 high C. Fat burning during sleep is optimized in cooler temperatures. When your body works to maintain its core temperature in a cool environment, it burns more calories overnight. Research from the National Institutes of Health found that sleeping in a cool room increased brown fat activity, the type of fat that burns calories, by 30% in older adults. Step 6. Sleep 7 to 8 hours consistently. Growth hormone, your most powerful overnight fat-burning hormone, is released during deep sleep. If you sleep less than 7 hours, growth hormone production plummets. A study in sleep medicine showed that adults over 60 who slept less than 6 hours per night had 33% less overnight fat oxidation than those who slept 7 to 8 hours. Go to bed and wake up at consistent times, even on weekends. Your body's fat-burning hormones follow circadian rhythms. Consistency maximizes their effectiveness. What to expect? Your timeline. Let me give you realistic expectations so you know what to watch for. In the first week, you won't see dramatic weight loss yet, but you should notice you're sleeping more deeply. Many patients tell me they wake up feeling more rested. You may notice your belly feels slightly flatter in the morning before breakfast. This is your body beginning to shift into overnight fat-burning mode. Some people experience increased bathroom frequency as their body releases retained water. This settles down by week 2. Weeks 2 to 3. You should notice your clothes fitting slightly looser around the waist. You're not losing massive weight yet, but you're losing inches. This is visceral belly fat beginning to mobilize. Your energy during the day should improve noticeably. Many patients report feeling less bloated. Week 4. Around the 1-month mark. 1 month. This is when the changes become obvious. Your waist measurement should decrease by at least 1 inch, often 2. If you check your weight, you might see it beginning to drop. But more importantly, your belly fat specifically is decreasing. This is when family members start noticing and commenting. Month 2 to 3, the improvement continues and accelerates. If you measure your waist consistently, you might see it shrinking by an additional 1 to 2 inches. This is when your overnight fat-burning system is fully optimized. Your sleep quality should be consistently excellent. Your energy levels are sustained throughout the day without afternoon crashes. Month 6 and beyond. The improvement becomes your new normal. Many of my patients lose 4 to 6 inches from their waist over 6 consistent months. The belly fat that seemed permanent for years is finally responding. And because you've created a sustainable routine, not a restrictive diet, the results stay. This isn't a quick fix or miracle cure. Gradual improvements are more sustainable and healthier for your body. Consistency matters more than perfection. If you have an occasional evening where you eat late or have a glass of wine, it's not the end of the world. But for this routine to work, you need to follow it most nights. The body responds to patterns, not perfection. Important. When this routine won't work alone. Let me be very clear about this. This evening routine is powerful, but it is not magic. There are situations where optimizing your evening routine alone will not fully resolve stubborn belly fat. If you have uncontrolled insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes, your insulin levels may stay elevated regardless of meal timing. You need medical management of your blood sugar first. This routine will support your medication, making it work more efficiently, but it's not a replacement. If you have severe sleep apnea, interrupted breathing during sleep prevents deep sleep stages where growth hormone is released. No evening routine can compensate for oxygen deprivation. You need a CPAP or other treatment for sleep apnea first. If you're taking medications that disrupt metabolism, certain medications, including some antidepressants, beta blockers, and corticosteroids, can promote belly fat storage. Don't stop your medications, but talk to your doctor about whether alternatives exist. If you have thyroid dysfunction, an underactive thyroid slows your entire metabolism, including overnight fat burning. This routine will help, but you need thyroid hormone replacement to optimize results. If you implement this evening routine faithfully for 6 weeks and see absolutely no improvement in sleep quality, waist measurement, or energy levels, do not assume this is the only answer. Talk to your doctor about checking your fasting insulin, thyroid function, cortisol rhythm, and sleep study. This routine works for the majority of people, but underlying medical conditions sometimes need to be addressed first. Medical disclaimer. Now let me be absolutely clear about something critical. This evening routine is not a replacement for proper medical care. If you're currently taking medications for diabetes, blood pressure, or any chronic condition, do not stop. If your doctor has you following a specific management plan, continue following it faithfully. What this evening routine does is support your existing health efforts, making your body work more efficiently so your metabolism can function as it's designed to. If you have kidney disease, heart failure, or liver disease, talk directly with your physician before making significant changes to your eating schedule or evening routine. For most people, this approach is completely safe and highly beneficial. But if you have specific medical conditions, you need individualized professional guidance. Final patient story, Margaret's transformation. Remember Margaret, the 68-year-old woman I told you about at the beginning? Let me tell you the rest of her story. Margaret had been struggling with belly fat for 6 years. She'd tried every diet. She'd exercised faithfully. Her doctor told her it was just menopause and aging, that there was nothing she could do. When she came to see me, her waist measurement was 38 inches. She was exhausted, frustrated, and losing hope. We implemented the exact evening routine I just taught you. She moved her dinner to 6 p.m. She stopped her evening wine. She eliminated the news and stressful activities before bed. She kept her bedroom cool and slept 7 to 8 hours consistently. The first week, she told me, "I'm sleeping through the night for the first time in years. I didn't expect that." By week 3, her clothes were fitting looser. "My belly doesn't feel as tight and bloated," she said, cautiously optimistic. At the 2-month mark, she came into my office with tears in her eyes. "Dr. Anderson, I've lost 3 inches from my waist, 3 inches, without starving myself, without spending hours at the gym. I genuinely didn't think this was possible at my age." 6 months later, her waist measurement was 32 inches, 6 inches lost. She had dropped 2 clothing sizes. Her energy was consistent throughout the day. Her sleep was restorative. "The most surprising thing," she told me, "is that this doesn't feel like a diet. It feels like I finally understand how my body works. I'm not fighting against it anymore. I'm working with it." Margaret's story isn't unique. I've watched hundreds of patients over 60 transform their bodies not through restriction and suffering, but through understanding the precise biological mechanisms that control overnight fat burning and working with them instead of against them. Your body isn't broken. It's not failing you. It just needs the right signals at the right times to do what it's designed to do: burn fat while you sleep and wake up energized. Your challenge. Now, I want to challenge you personally to try this evening routine for 30 days. Here's exactly what to do. Finish eating 3 hours before bed. Set a specific dinner time and stick to it most nights. Eliminate evening alcohol and caloric beverages. Water and plain herbal tea only after dinner. Implement the calm down protocol 2 hours before bed. No news, no stressful emails, no bright screens. Calming activities only. Keep your bedroom cool, 65-68 degrees, and sleep 7 to 8 hours consistently. Measure your waist at the beginning and at 30 days. Track how you feel, your sleep quality, your energy, your morning bloating. See for yourself if your waist measurement improves. Pay genuine attention to how you feel when you wake up. Do you feel lighter, less bloated, more rested? If after 30 days you observe real improvement, keep going. Make this your permanent new normal. This isn't a temporary diet. This is how your body over 60 is designed to burn fat overnight, before you go. Before we end, I want to know, where in the world are you watching from right now? Drop your age and your country or city in the comments below. I love seeing how far this message travels, and it reminds all of us that belly fat after 60 is a universal challenge we're facing together. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please type "I watched till the end" in the comments below. It genuinely helps me understand that this message is reaching people who truly need it, and it helps YouTube share this vital information with more people struggling with stubborn belly fat. If this information was valuable to you, please give it a like. It tells YouTube to share this with more seniors who need this practical, science-based guidance. And please share this with someone who's struggling with belly fat despite eating well and exercising. A parent, a spouse, a close friend who's been told it's just aging and there's nothing they can do. A simple click can start a conversation that could genuinely help them reclaim their body and their confidence. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I share evidence-based health information every week to help adults over 50 understand how their changing bodies work and what they can actually do about it. Turn on notifications so you never miss future videos. But here's something critical I need to tell you before you go. This evening routine explains how to optimize overnight fat burning, but there are 5 specific foods that millions of seniors eat every single day, foods they think are healthy, that are actually triggering belly fat storage at the hormonal level, foods that spike insulin, disrupt sleep, and prevent fat burning no matter how perfect your evening routine is. In my next video, I'm going to reveal the 3 health foods that are sabotaging your metabolism after 60, the hidden ingredient in common breakfast foods that triggers all-day fat storage, the surprising dinner mistake that's keeping your insulin elevated for 12+ hours. And there's something else. Certain medications that millions of seniors take every day, including some blood pressure and cholesterol medications, actually promote belly fat storage as a side effect that doctors rarely explain. I'm going to show you which medications they are and what conversations to have with your doctor. If you're not subscribed, you'll miss both of these critical videos. Remember, stubborn belly fat after 60 isn't a sign of failure. It's not proof that your body is broken or that you're not trying hard enough. Your body is responding to the signals signals you're giving it. When you eat late, drink alcohol before bed, and stress in the evening, you're biochemically telling your body to store fat overnight. But when you finish eating 3 hours before bed, calm your nervous system, and sleep deeply in a cool room, you're telling your body to burn fat overnight. It's not about willpower, it's not about restriction, it's about working with your biology instead of fighting against it. Every night of fat storage is another night your waist measurement increases, but you now have the exact routine to reverse that. Implement it. Track your measurements. Watch your body start responding the way it's designed to. This is Dr. Robert Anderson. Reclaim your body, restore your confidence, burn belly fat while you sleep. I'll see you in the next video.